guys, welcome back to my channel, Trifive guy, and today I'm going to be working on the VR Commodore Ute, and I'm going to be removing the bump stops for the rear end. When you lower these cars, you lose the bump stop height, and there's a bracket that's on the rail that I'm going to take off. I'm pretty sure it's a no-no in Australia to do, but I'm in the United States. We don't have engineering certificates over here for anything like that, so I'm going to remove that bracket because it's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, I think, from memory. I haven't pulled off the wheel yet to look, but you know, I'll gain a good 2 inches by removing that bracket. That's pretty much useless now, and eventually I'll just put a little rubber bump stop in its place. But at the moment, it's just if I've got any weight in the back at all, or if I'm driving and I hit a bump, it hits. So it's not very not a good feeling when it does that. So I'm going to remove one side at a time, pull off that wheel. I'm going to pull off the passenger side wheel first, and have a look, and I'll show you what's going on. Thanks guys, and please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Okay guys, now sorry about the shadows. The sun's behind me here. As you can see, when you jack up these, this has got ultra lows in it, and as you can see, the spring just about falls up. So when you jack up these, make sure you got your springs into position as the gap comes down and puts pressure back on the springs. I haven't had a problem yet with them moving or anything over bumps and stuff, but you know, they're pretty loose when you pull it all apart. So this is what I'm going to be taking off. I'm going to be taking off this bracket here, and as you can see, this is where the old bump stop was that used to, well, that'll hit this plate on the rear end. So, you know, if I remove this section just here alone, there's a good inch there, 25 mil, and then you got this plate, and then you got another inch here. So you're looking over 2 inches there. So even if I put a 1/2 inch bump stop just to, you know, just to stop it from metal on metal contact, I'll have a good over 1.5 inches of extra clearance that I didn't have. So let me get started with that. I'm just gonna grind these tabs off and just remove this. This bracket goes underneath this here, but that won't be a problem. That's still gonna be attached to the rail. So this coil spring bracket here. So I'm just removing this. I'm not touching the bracket. So I'm just basically I'll start just by cutting this across here and across there, and I'll clean all that up. So bear with me. Okay guys, so I started cutting that off. You got to cut across the top there. You got to cut across the top there. You got to cut like underneath this part there. You can see it there, right there. I'm pointing at it now. And then there's a section on the other side here. I can't get to it, but and that's what you do. And then it's off. And then you've just gained yourself just under 2 inches extra travel. Now you could put a 1/2 inch bump stop in there just to soften the blow when it hits. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a pretty quick and easy sort of a thing to do to stop the rear end from hitting up. If you really wanted to, you can actually remove this pad here too. If you wanted to. And give you more clearance. So there you go. I'm going to clean up that. I'm going to take off these where I cut these off, clean that up, and put a bit of primer on it for now. And yeah, I'll be back. Alright guys, if you can see, where the spring is there, and you can see on top of the housing there's a bracket. So from the top of that bracket to the top of the rail is like about nearly 4 inches now. I removed a good 2 inches of that top bracket that I removed. So that's what it looks like. I'm climbed under the car, it's lowered, and that's how much suspension travel I've got. Now if you remove that bracket, where is it? I can get my finger there. That if you remove this bracket right here where I'm pointing at, you'll get another, I reckon 5/8 of an inch, like at least you know, 18 mil maybe, something like that extra. But from this point here, from here to the top of the rail up here, from there to there, there's like at least nearly 4 inches of travel now, 100mm. So much better with all that stuff there. I don't think I'm going to have much of an issue. I'm going to eventually put probably a 9" in this. Obviously I won't have that bracket there. So I think we're all good there. I'm going to start the other side now. Alright guys, this side's done too. Took off the bracket here. Gained 2 inches of suspension travel height. Put the spring back in. So like I said, this is ultra low suspension, so it sits pretty low. And like I said, when I carried stuff, it was just on a big bump, it'll bang before. So I've got a few things I'm taking to Kentucky when we're moving. I'm going to use the Ute. I'm actually going to tow a trailer, but I might put a few lightweight boxes in the back of the bed and just tow the trailer with it. And I don't want to hit in for 1,100 miles, you know, 1,750 Ks or whatever the math is, 1,700. It's a long way hitting. So now with the extra couple of inches, it'll give me a good 4 inches of travel. So yeah, that's great. Put the wheel back on now. Hey guys, so I put it all back together again. Geez, bright today. I tell you what, it's November 10th, I believe, and it's going to be something like 72 degrees today in Maine, which is just, I can't remember last time it was 72 degrees. I've been down in Kentucky last couple of days, and I just got back today, yesterday, last night, and they're getting 72 degrees today, which is, or here, which is really great. And tomorrow, same sort of weather. But anyway, so I'm driving the Ute and just testing out that the bump stops, and so far I haven't hit any. So I think we're good to go with the bump stop situation, which is going to be good. So I'm going to take you to the bottom of this hill here, and I want to show you something which I think is pretty cool. So just give me a second, and I'll be right back. So this is Providence Lake in New Hampshire, and beautiful lake. It's fantastic. It's about 2 minutes, 1 mile exactly so it's probably windy there. Beautiful lake, isn't it? Oh, my finger in the way again, but yeah. So there you go, Providence Lake, New Hampshire, United States. Beautiful. I do like the area, it is pretty up here. Guys, that worked out pretty good. The modifications to the rear end bump stop brackets. It all worked out good. It's not hitting. There's no weight in it, but it's not hitting at all. It only hit when I used to go over a really decent bump. It would hit pretty good. And I went over the same few bumps this morning after I did it, and it wasn't. It's absolutely perfect. So, few bumps this morning after I did it, and it wasn't. It's absolutely perfect. So, I just want to shout out to Mike from South Australia. He sent me a whole heap of stuff, and this is one of them. It's the replacement wiper motor for the VR. When I was down in Tennessee a few months back, I burnt out the wiper motor. He sent me all sorts of other stuff, little switches and plastic bits and pieces, things that might break, you know, on the dash and inside the engine bay, and all sorts of stuff. Also sent me a manual VL steering rack for the LS1 or the LS conversion that I'm going to be doing as soon as I get a chance to have a garage again. That's one of the priorities, is putting the LS in it. But he sent me a manual VL rack, which is going to go on this. So I don't want to run power steering. I'm not going to really drive it that much, and also I need the clearance for the starter because it's going to be turbo. So I want to keep the starter on the original LS side. So shout out Mike, thanks mate, brilliant. I'm pretty sure you got your hats by now. Everything didn't work out the way it was supposed to with you know, with the hats, you know what I'm talking about. So, but unless you got them and the t-shirt. So thanks guys for watching again, and please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I really appreciate it. See you on the next one.